Imagine your pet dog, Max, barking furiously at the door when a stranger approaches. Or your cat, Luna, hissing and arching her back at someone who seems perfectly harmless to you. You've seen them behave this way more than once, and it makes you wonder, do they know something you don't? Are they sensing something beyond your understanding? Or think about those stories you've heard. A dog refusing to leave a room when a loved one is feeling down, or a cat curling up beside someone who is unwell, seemingly trying to comfort them. Do these animals have a deeper sense of the emotional and spiritual state of the people around them? Can they perceive things that are hidden from human eyes? Do they somehow know when someone has good or evil intentions? These questions might seem far-fetched, but they tap into a deep curiosity many of us have about the nature of our pets and their unique abilities. In this video, we'll explore what the Bible says, or doesn't say, about the capacity of animals, particularly pets, to sense good and evil. While the scriptures might not directly address this question, they provide intriguing hints and stories that suggest animals may have a unique awareness that aligns with God's plan. Let's dive into these biblical accounts and see what light they can shed on this mysterious topic. The role of animals in creation. To understand whether pets can sense good and evil, we first need to consider their place in creation according to the Bible. In Genesis 1:24-25, it says, God said, "Let the earth produce living creatures after their kind, livestock, creeping things, and animals of the earth after their kind." And it was so. God made the animals of the earth after their kind, and the livestock after their kind, and everything that creeps on the ground after its kind. God saw that it was good. Genesis 1:24-25. From the beginning, animals were created with purpose and were seen as good by their Creator. They are part of God's world, interacting with humanity and playing roles that go beyond mere existence. This idea leads us to wonder if animals, particularly those closest to us, have been given an ability to sense things that remain hidden to human understanding. The example of Balaam's donkey. One of the most striking examples in the Bible that suggests animals may perceive things beyond human awareness is the story of Balaam's donkey. In Numbers 22:33, we read, "But God's anger was kindled because he went, and the angel of Yahweh stood in the way as an adversary against him. Now he was riding on his donkey, and his 2 servants were with him. The donkey saw the angel of Yahweh standing in the way with his sword drawn in his hand. And the donkey turned aside out of the way and went into the field. Balaam struck the donkey to turn her into the way." Numbers 22:22-23. The story goes on to describe how the donkey saw the angel of the Lord 3 times and turned away to protect Balaam. The donkey could see what Balaam could not, a divine being standing in the path, ready to strike. Eventually, God opens the donkey's mouth, allowing it to speak and reveal what it has seen. This account suggests that animals may have a unique ability to perceive spiritual realities that are hidden from human eyes. The donkey sees the angel, a messenger of God, while Balaam, a human prophet, does not. This story raises the possibility that animals can sense good and evil or even divine presence in a way that humans might not be able to. Daniel in the lion's den. The story of Daniel in the lion's den offers another compelling example. In Daniel 6:16-22, we read that Daniel is thrown into a den of lions for continuing to pray to God, but he emerges unscathed. Daniel himself explains why. "My God has sent his angel and has shut the lions' mouths, and they have not hurt me." Daniel 6:22. Here, the lions, who would naturally have attacked Daniel, instead remain calm. Did they sense the angel's presence? Were they aware of Daniel's righteousness or God's protection over him? While the Bible does not explicitly say the lions sensed good or evil, their behavior certainly aligns with divine intervention, suggesting that animals may respond to spiritual realities in ways that align with God's purpose. Elijah and the ravens. In 1 Kings 17:4-6, we see another instance of animals responding to divine direction. "You shall drink from the brook. I have commanded the ravens to feed you there." So he went and did according to Yahweh's word. The ravens brought him bread and meat in the morning, and bread and meat in the evening, and he drank from the brook. 1 Kings 17:4-6. The ravens, birds typically considered scavengers, bring sustenance to Elijah at God's command. This unusual behavior shows that the ravens are responsive to God's guidance, acting in a way that fulfills His will. While this does not directly address sensing good or evil, it demonstrates an awareness of and obedience to divine instruction that goes beyond what we typically attribute to animals. Jesus and the calming of the storm. In the New Testament, we see an example that, while not directly about animals, involves all of creation responding to divine authority. In Mark 4:39, Jesus calms a raging storm. He awoke and rebuked the wind, and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." The wind ceased, and there was a great calm. Mark 4:39. While this passage involves natural forces rather than animals, it highlights the principle that all of creation responds to the Creator's command. It suggests that nature, in all its forms, is attuned to God's presence and authority. If the wind and waves can recognize and obey Jesus, might animals also possess a heightened sense of spiritual realities, including good and evil? Do animals have spiritual sensitivity? These biblical stories suggest that animals might have a unique sensitivity to spiritual forces. They can respond to God's commands, perceive angels, and act in ways that align with divine will. While the Bible does not explicitly state that pets or animals sense good and evil, these stories hint at a deeper awareness. For instance, Balaam's donkey clearly perceives a spiritual threat that is invisible to its human master. The lions in Daniel's story refrain from their natural instincts, perhaps sensing a divine presence. The ravens obey a divine command to provide for Elijah, a behavior that seems to go against their natural instincts. Pets and spiritual sensitivity today. Many pet owners today believe that their animals have a sixth sense, a way of detecting things beyond human perception. Whether it's a dog growling at an unseen presence or a cat avoiding a particular person, stories abound of pets acting in ways that suggest they might be aware of more than meets the eye. These experiences, combined with biblical accounts, make us wonder if animals, especially those close to us, have a form of spiritual sensitivity. Perhaps they can pick up on emotions, intentions, or even spiritual forces that we cannot see. What does this mean for us? So, do pets sense good and evil? The Bible does not provide a direct answer, but it offers glimpses into the spiritual capacities of animals. It suggests that they might have a unique awareness or sensitivity to the spiritual realm, aligning with God's will in ways that are beyond our understanding. If animals can perceive things we cannot, this might remind us of the mystery and wonder of God's creation. It encourages us to appreciate our pets and the animal world around us, recognizing that they may be more attuned to divine realities than we realize. It also invites us to trust in God's care and plan, knowing that all creatures, great and small, play a part in His creation. While the Bible doesn't explicitly say that pets can sense good or evil, it does suggest that animals have a unique awareness and can respond to God's presence and will in profound ways. From Balaam's donkey to the lions in Daniel's den, animals have played roles that reveal a deeper spiritual sensitivity. Maybe Max's bark or Luna's hiss is more than just instinct. Perhaps it is a response to something we cannot see, a hidden truth only they can sense. And in these moments, they remind us of the unseen forces that shape our world and the Creator who knows them all.